as I was saying, the management says what we just heard breaches some code of conduct.
It's misconduct.
And I'm saying I'm not privy to the contract that these guys signed.
Okay.
And what misconduct means, because it's a document that is internal. Probably they are trying to raise issues of you having a public statement about a club that is not sanctioned by the PRO and the communications team, and probably the content of what you spoke somehow is about internal matters within the club that shouldn't be out there. So yes, I'll give that to the Kotoko management. But few issues. First of all, if you put the code of conduct aside, or you go beyond it, the player is making specific commentary about people not knowing what the Kotoko players are going through.
Yeah.
For you as a supporter listening, you must be interested in that. Beyond punishing the guy, beyond the guy going beyond what he's supposed to do as a player. He is trying to tell you, whether from backdoor or grapevine, that the players are going through something. And that could be among the factors why you don't see the kind of performance you expect to see from them.
Okay.
And I'm saying, you as a supporter must be interested in what are the players going through. Because the Kotoko you support is the players.
Okay.
It is not any other person. It's not the board, the management, or whoever.
They will come and go.
It is the players. Kumasa Santi Kotoko is the players.
Yeah.
So no matter how you got to know, if a player of the club come and tell you, look, you are just looking at the surface of results. Get close. There are things we are facing within that you don't know. You must be interested.
That perhaps is affecting our performance.
Exactly. What are those things? Have you tried speaking to one or two players? I have. And the issues that they've raised, sometimes they are intriguing. Just as Nana Amposa said, if you complain about your salary, it's intriguing to him.
Are they damning?
Yes, in the context of Kotoko, yes.
I see.
Now, through this trade, we've heard Usman come out, right?
Yeah.
So, ask yourself, how many of these players are quiet within the same situation of having a nagging injury and they're being neglected?
Yeah. Even salary has not been paid.
Now, within that same trade, we saw in Fege post about Ogum and his romance with him missing his former coach. And I love the caption, this is football. This is football means this is what he feels.
Oh, that's what he enjoyed.
Yeah, exactly. That is how the game should be played.
Exactly.
Will you then contextualize that and say that Infego was trying to tell us, look, I'm not in bed with this new method and these new coaches. Since Ogum left, what we've been doing at the training grounds, it's not football.
So far, 3 players have given us a bit of indication. Joseph Amoako, Osman Ibrahim, and now Infege.
That is what I'm saying. Beyond the breach of code of conduct, if you are a supporter, you are listening to us, these are players of the club giving you an indication that get close, and you may know things that probably you will sympathize with us.
Okay.
As to our results. Look, it is clear everywhere in the world that the results that we see within 90 minutes on the field is about 20% of what a football club is about. And we have a club here.
Yeah.
What goes through a club from Monday to Saturday before 3:30 kickoff or 3 o'clock kickoff on Sunday is what institute running a club. So probably we the fans are only interested in the 3 o'clock kickoff on Sunday, and within the 90 minutes what results pop up for us to either jubilate or be sad. But the players are giving you an indication that from Monday to Saturday what we go through. For you to come and see the showcase on Sunday, you must get close to us and probably you will understand us. Now, beyond that, I have mentioned that there is no place in our law for you to suspend a player.
You mean the Ghana Premier League law?
Yes, for you to suspend a player indefinitely.
Okay, so Kotoko used that word
indefinitely.
Okay.
And that is wrong. In our laws, you can't.
But indefinitely could be 2 days, 1 week.
It could be 1 year too.
But in this situation, you know that cannot be.
Why? Look, bar this week, probably next week, we will talk about Joseph Amoako suspension.
Maybe the Kotoko discipline committee is sitting
we
on.
will talk about it again.
No, but I'm saying that maybe within the club, the discipline committee may be sitting on the case.
I love your words. Maybe. It hasn't happened.
Yeah.
And I'm saying after this week, probably next week, a new situation will come. Something will come up. Nobody will talk about Joseph Amoako suspension again.
Okay.
And whether it is dealt with or not, nobody will do that.
Okay.
Beyond that, when I tell you about law, I am saying there's a case law. I've shown you before, and the document is there.
Yeah.
You can visit every social media handle of mine, and I've posted it. In 2001, there was a player called Prince Atobelson playing for Wafa. He took the club to the player status committee. Among other issues was that he had been suspended indefinitely. Now he was suspended on the 15th of April
2021.
Yes.
Okay.
The case was heard in July.
Okay.
Obviously, within that period, it's not 6 months.
Sure.
It's way below 6 months.
Yeah.
The suspension meted out to him was indefinitely. The player status committee, based on the Ghana Football Association Premier League regulation, Article 33, said, look, it is specific that a club cannot suspend its player way above 6 months at a time. So because of that provision, the interpretation is that you can't write to a player and say you've suspended him indefinitely. Any suspension must be within the remit of the law.
Okay, so
And you shouldn't leave it ambiguous.
okay.
It's as simple as that.
So it's either 6 months or
lesser.
yeah.
And you must let us know so that you don't hide behind semantics and breach the law. Because when you say indefinitely, what do you mean? Indefinitely can be 2 years. It can be 2 days.
Yeah.
So don't hide within the words and breach the law. Let us know. It is specific and everybody knows that.
And I'm beginning to understand you because maybe the player's contract expires next year. Maybe. So if the case drags till next year.
Exactly. And that is what the law doesn't want to give room for. Now you see, when I understand people when they don't understand these things, because our law orientation is quite low.
Yeah.
It's general. But you see, Zando, the spirit of the law is as good as its interpretation.
Okay.
Why was this law even made in the first place? It was made so that the Ghana Football Association and the association itself can be able to control clubs victimizing players internally with suspensions.
Yeah.
So when you have issues with a player, you can't victimize the player by saying I've suspended you indefinitely. When a player has a contract and his career is to play football.
Yeah.
So assuming this law was not there, the Chem United will have an issue with Clinton Diodu. And the only way to shut him up is to say we've suspended you indefinitely.
Maybe they even want to terminate his contract.
Exactly.
They know the player will take them to the player status committee, so they can ride on.
Yes, so we have suspended you indefinitely. And if that was accepted by law, it means you can't go into internal matters because that is Bechem and their player. That is what the law wants to prevent. So the law is trying to tell you, if you are suspending the player, please be clear and let us know it is below 6 months.
Okay.
So that after 6 months, the guy reactivate himself as a player because we are talking about his career. So what Kotoko has done is wrong to indefinitely suspend the player. And let me conclude. You see, the word intriguing. if you go into the dictionary, it's just a matter of it engages your interest. That is the meaning. So if a CEO comes and say, but you division 1, division 2
you're
players,
taking 600 cedis.
When we came to Sunyane, when we came to Fiape, and we were negotiating for you, we heard you were taking 500 Ghana a month. Now you come here and I'm giving you 3,500, 4,000, and yes, there are some delays, 2 months, and it engages my interest that you are not happy about that,
and you are not performing.
Yes, that is what the CEO is trying to say. I want us to clearly understand him. Now you see, when Anaya made that statement, one very astute football brain in Ghana called me, and the question he asked me was, Ayala, have you guys mentioned it before that Nanaya was a player agent? No, you see, what the person wanted to establish was, if your trade in football is that you are a player agent, then it means you've represented players and their interest. That is your makeup as a football person.
Your player warfare.
Exactly, because you are a player agent, you represent players, fight for them, deal for them. If through your life as a player agent, through your life as working with players, is your trade and your career in football, you've negotiated, you are so close to player welfare. That is your job, is to protect them, find suitable contracts for them, give them light to their career. If you elevate yourself to a club CEO and it engages your interest that a player is fighting for his salary just because he was paid lesser somewhere, that is a deviation of who you are.
But he said he always put the players first, because there are times when salary delays, he pays the salary of players before the management.
If that is him, then he shouldn't be intrigued about players murmuring about their delays in their payments.
Okay.
And I want to go back. You see, I've already posted it. When you go to the regulation on status and transfer of players again in the FIFA books,
okay,
you go to the Article 14Bs. That talks about terminating a contract with a just cause for outstanding salaries.
Okay, so FIFA talked about it.
Of course.
Okay.
Look, if you read FIFA documents, one thing they don't joke with is contracts.
Wow.
Because if you take away contracts, we will be in a jungle with football.
That's true.
If you take contracts off multimedia, we will be in a jungle here. If there is no people that holds and binds us,
yeah, that's true.
Exactly. So contracts are very, very important, and FIFA says, that is not me Ayala saying it. FIFA says it, and if you read, and I've given you, anybody can Google. You can go and Google the regulation on the status and transfer of players, and get to the 14Bs. Where it talks about terminating a contract with a just cause for outstanding salaries. FIFA clearly states, and that will be my last statement, that if you are a player and you are unlawfully owned by your club for 2 months, it is a just cause for you to terminate your contract.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Like if you're owed 2 months?
Yes. It is a just cause. It is a just cause.
So this is serious,
yes. So you just have to write to your player status committee and says, because you are owned 2 months by Kotoko, you are declaring yourself floating, and they should grant you that, and they will just terminate your contract
according to FIFA.
Yes. So if a player agent because player agents, do you know the number one document that they work with? This same regulation on player status and transfer, because that is where their job is in terms of the document.
Wow.
So if you are doing something to a player, and you see, when I posted this, I got Sadiq Adams, the former Kotoko player. I got Shafiu Mohammed.
Sadiq, the one who scored hat-trick against
House of Folk in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
That's Sadiq.
Internally.
Yes. I got him. I got Shafiu. All coming to comment. And do you know what they commented? They said, look, Ayala, rest. The reason why clubs will do this to their players is that players don't know this regulation and how powerful they are. Wow. And clubs takes us for granted always. I can give you a screenshot.
And I think this should spark the conversation, educating our players on the statutes and regulations of FIFA.
At the end of the day, it is just like the general issue of Ghana of cheap labor. There are no jobs.
Yeah.
So when anybody picks you to go and work, even when it is below the, what do they call, minimum wage, you just have to accept it. So it's just like that with the players. Player be a doing some about Kotoko.
Yeah.
And it's Kotoko ni enjoy the 2 months. Maybe a sebi. Then the division 1 and the division 2 be now no bono. So 50 cities ni kwa a month nimpo. And she say 3,500 na say 2 months na kokamua. That is why the CEO will tell you to shut up,
keep quiet, and
that doesn't make it right.
Exactly. So that is what
okay. Thank you very much, Ayala.